What's going on, Duck fans? Welcome to an early look at Oregon football in 2022. In this video, we'll be looking at the offense, and boy, is there a lot to talk about. There have been some uniform number changes, so I'll be throwing some graphics up there on the screen, and you can see what the players' newly assigned numbers are. We'll also be looking at some film from last year, and in some cases, due to injuries the years before, just to get an idea of how this roster looks going into 2022. But keep in mind, we won't be going through the complete roster, it's just too much there. Just the players I think will likely have the most impact this year. And of course, we have some transfers to talk about, so without further ado, let's get into it. And what better place to start than the QB room? The highest rated quarterback recruit in program history. As such, many fans are foaming at the mouth to see him start, especially after an arguably disappointing season last year. We're not going to get into that here, but let's just take a look and see what Ty has shown us so far.
Now second and goal for Thompson. This time he's going to throw, and he completes it to Terrence Ferguson. Freshman to freshman, the first touchdown catch of Ferguson's Oregon career is the first touchdown throw of Ty Thompson, and perhaps a glimpse at the future. The offense to work. Dante Thornton, the first touch of his career, goes for a touchdown.
All right, cue the controversy. Auburn transfer and freshman under Kenny Dillingham in 2019, Bo Nix is now a Duck. His 2021 numbers are not great, especially compared to his stellar freshman year. He suffered an ankle injury and surgery at the end of the 21 season and seems to be mostly recovered entering spring ball. And Bo comes to us with mixed reviews and reaction. Love him or hate him, he's one of us now.
Snap to Nix. Sidearms it, and it's picked off.
Okay, maybe a little unfair to start his highlights with a low light, but here's the deal. Duck fans are concerned when you combine inconsistency and low tenure. So let's just take an honest look now, and then we can get into what's great about him in a bit.
Pocket throws knocked away by Horn and complete. Going again for Williams. Pass appeared to be a little behind Seth Williams.
So this game was one of Bo's worst. It's 2020 and he will throw 3 interceptions. He's off. And a couple of things stand out. First, Bo and his number 1 target, Seth Williams, number 18, are out of sync. Remember that number, you're going to see it a lot in these clips. Bo is throwing behind him, sometimes seemingly a route miscue, but you can see this in other games too. Also, while Bo can be great at escaping pressure, these picks often happen during a scramble or rollout.
And 11, Nix in trouble, escapes. Now Nix throws into traffic, and it's intercepted.
Now where have we seen this before? Oh yeah.
It's a rollout and a throw into traffic, and it's intercepted. Thomas Graham with the pickoff, and the true freshman makes his first mistake tonight.
But it's not all bad with Bo. No, we know better. He can string together some incredible plays and has the ability to close out a big win. Now bear with me, this may bring back some PTSD for some of you, but we'll get through it together.
Now they can play a little safer, but they're not going to. Nix is back, throws it downfield, caught, touchdown Williams!
Coach called a play that allowed you to throw a touchdown strike. Yeah, what did it mean to you that he had the confidence in you to make the play?
It's just a surreal moment, it really is. I'm thankful for the opportunity. It came down to the wire. Oregon was an incredible team.
Glad you think so, Bo. Okay, let's take a look and see what he can do with his legs.
Shivers, Nix under duress. Got away. How did he do it? Now he has blockers in front of him. Bo Nix to the goal line. What a touchdown. Well, he's looking for
for Seth Williams to throw right now. It's not open. Now, how he gets away is just Houdini-like.
If he can bring some of that magic to Autzen, he'll fit right in. But it's just really a double-edged sword with this guy. When he's out of the pocket, he can make some beautiful things happen. All right, enough on that. Let's take a look at arm strength. He has it. I just hope that they're not jump balls like some of these are.
Bo Nix, freshman of the year in the SEC a year ago, throws a deep ball here. Jump ball, and it is caught. And there he is, Seth Williams.
Nix on play action on first down. He'll dial up the deep ball. Slight separation. Dropped it in the basket. Demetrius Robertson is gone. Touchdown Auburn.
Welcome, Bo. May the best man win. Speaking of which, our guy Jay might have something to say about that. Jay Butterfield, like Ty, also a redshirt freshman, can sling it due to 6'6", 220. Definitely the prototypical NFL build, but his probability of playing or starting this year will largely depend on the offense that Kenny Dillingham puts in place, which all we know at this point is what Kenny said on signing day, pro style. But what that means to you or me can mean different things these days, so we'll have to wait and see. The thought and worry, though, for a lot of fans is that Jay takes his talent elsewhere if he doesn't have a clear shot after spring, which you can't really blame him if he does, but boy, losing talent like him would be tough. But that's kind of the reality we live in now with the transfer portal. All right, on to the running backs, and we've got some youth here. Byron Cardwell had a pretty good freshman year. Bolstering his 6.5-yard average, he saw limited time behind C.J. Verdell and Travis Dye. But with those guys gone, he's the presumptive starter, and as he should be.
Good run and a breakaway. Byron Cardwell.
This dude has some shiftiness and strength that is reminiscent of Jonathan Stewart or a Kenyon Barner. And let's not forget, he wears number 21, not to be taken lightly at the University of Oregon. What I like about Cardwell, and what you'll hear a lot of people say, is that for such a young running back, he runs with great vision and patience. Of course, breakaway speed helps too. Coach Campbell would approve.
Cardwell alongside him. And Brown gives it to Cardwell. First down.
Whoever gets the nod at running back, they will benefit from having one of the best and most experienced O-lines in the league.
Cardwell in, Dye, maybe a little shaken up after that face mask out. There goes Cardwell, straight up the middle, the freshman, touchdown Oregon. But Oregon's putting the finishing touches on another win. The Ducks would be 9-1, 6-1 in Pac-12 play. Cardwell breaking tackles, another touchdown for Byron Cardwell, and that will do it.
Okay, here we get to see some of that patience. Truck in, go. Not very common for a young buck to slow down and survey the field for openings. I guess when you have the gifts that he does, you can afford to slow things down a bit.
Here for Oregon State, need a stop. Oregon will keep it on the ground with Cardwell, and he gets the first down and more. He might get a touchdown. Knocked out of bounds.
Here's what he had to say about being the young guy in the room last year.
Just putting in the hours and on the field and in the meetings. So that's just the biggest thing, just the confidence, and then just knowing that I can go out there and do it. So at this point now, you're still growing, still young, but I mean, I feel really well.
Sean Dollars could be another contender. Although last year he suffered a knee injury during spring and ended up missing all of 2021. So we'll have to look to 2020 and 2019 for glimpses of on-field performance.
Racing down the sideline, Sean Dollars, hauled down from behind.
So a relatively small sample size, but what we know is that he has the talent, which he did try to take to the transfer portal, a few times actually, after last season, but shortly after Lanning arrived, Sean committed to staying at Oregon. I really hope we get to see him finally have a breakout year. New transfer Noah Whittington comes to us from Western Kentucky, which they have one of the best mascots in all of college football in my mind, the Hilltoppers. I don't even know what they look like, that mascot on the sideline. Gotta check that out. Anyway, Of course, running back coach Carlos Loughlin had a play in this, as he also came from there. Wait, run that back. Where have I seen that before? All right, we have a DeAnthony Thomas fan on our team. Let's go. Welcome, Noah. Previously a University of Georgia commit, Jordan James flipped to Oregon when Lanning was hired. This is a big deal, not just to gain a stud running back, but it speaks to Lanning's ability to recruit. Like I said, with Verdell and Dye gone, the running back room was left pretty thin, so this helps tremendously. Now it's hard to say how much time he or Whittington will see this year, but with the running backs high on the list of possible injuries, anything is possible, and it sure feels nice to have options. Now I'm not going to show his whole high school reel here, but there are a few here that showcase his breakaway speed and willingness to just barrel his way through the tacklers. And how about a nice downfield catch to finish out the film? All right, tight ends have entered the building. And every single one of them are blocking and catching beasts. Average height and weight, 6'5", 250. Some might say underutilized in the passing game under Cristobal. And when I say some, I mean all. Or at least all should say that. Anyway, take my man Spencer here. Is he not Gronk Jr.? And he's not the only one.
A little shoulder fake, and that got his receiver wide open. Touchdown, Spencer Webb.
Meet Terrence Ferguson. Dude is big. He's like, what, 19, 20 years old? What are they feeding the kids in Colorado these days? I think the only reasonable explanation is dinosaurs. Like, we've figured out the science to resurrect dinosaurs for the sole purpose of meeting the feeding demands of Terrence Ferguson. That's the only explanation. Anyway, all jokes aside.
Touchdown, the freshman, Terrence Ferguson.
He did really well last year, and he should definitely be a target this year.
On the season for Oregon, here is Cardwell. They fake it to him, and a good job by Brown to get rid of it for a first down to Ferguson, past the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Oh, and check out this block by freshman Chris Hudson. Receivers need to block too now. We'll see more of him in a minute, but first, Maliki Mataval. Alright, I was joking about Terrence, he's a big dude, but Mo is actually the biggest tight end, and it would be great to see him in space against some smaller DBs. Kind of like how Stanford likes to be. Don't get me wrong, I don't want a Stanford offense. It just would be great to rotate these guys in a little bit more. Kind of like how Chip did with Jeff Maehl back in the day. That dude had over 1,000 yards the year they went to the national championship. None of these guys are even remotely close to that mark, and it's not their fault.
In the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Ducks. Wow! Mataval with the touchdown catch.
All right, a little bit of a story time here. Cam McCormick is from Bend. He joined the Ducks in 2016. Donald Trump was newly elected, and TikTok had just been launched. And like many freshmen, he didn't play that year because he utilized a red shirt. The only season Cam has actually played since then was in 2017. And it was a good start for the redshirt freshman. He grabbed about 100 yards and a touchdown. Things were looking bright. But then in 18, he broke his leg in the season opener against Bowling Green. In 19, he had an ankle issue in the spring that led to surgery. In 20, complications due to that surgery, and as I understand it, many surgeries, kept him out. And so, in 21, Cam is lined up against the Ohio State Buckeyes on the Oregon 3-yard line, 3rd and 8. The play has been called up for him.
on to throw it. Delivers over the middle and is caught. First down, Oregon.
In his first catch since 2017, Cam delivered in a big way in what would be one of the most significant wins in all of Oregon football history, finally out from underneath the curse of Ohio State. But turns out Cam now has a torn Achilles tendon on the opposite leg. You can tell by the look of the players and Mario, this sucks. Later, when GoDucks.com Rob Mosley asked him what he thought about the injury in the play, Cam replied, "Whatever it is, I got the first down." And now, he's back for his final season. Patrick Herbert, little brother to now NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and Pro Bowl Offensive MVP, no big deal. Fans were hoping for an on-field brother-to-brother connection during Justin's last year at Oregon, but Pat utilized his red shirt and it wasn't meant to be. Then, in 20 and 21, Pat sustained knee injuries that kept him out both seasons. Here's what he had to say about the tight end room last year.
I think everybody in the tight end room competes really hard. The two freshmen, Mo and Terrence, they're really good, and they'll be really good players. Spencer, obviously, DJ, both solid players. It's been really competitive.
Seven McGee, finally wearing number 7, is officially a receiver as of the spring roster. He was the number 2 running back recruit in the nation for the 2021 class with incredible quickness and versatility. He was a hybrid back last year, tallying modest yards in both rushing and receiving. Geez, look at those ups. McGee is such a dynamic player, and he'll definitely bolster a young but talented receiver group.
Is the catch and run for another big gain and an Oregon first down. 7 McGee, the true freshman with all that speed.
You know, last year as a freshman, he found himself in both a fairly loaded receiver and running back room, which I think left him off the field more than he or the fans would have liked. He tipped his toes into the transfer portal waters in December, soon after Cristobal left, but once again, Lanning was able to talk him into staying. One can assume the conversation included the possibility of seeing more playing time as a receiver. Either way, we're happy he stayed, and we hope to see him light it up this year.
Give him a chance. McGee hit hard, but he is across for the touchdown.
Brown keeps it, now throws it. McGee in the flat has a first down and accelerates that inside the Utah 30.
He also took over as a primary returner after Micah Pittman transferred to Florida State, so we may see him again on special teams. Chris Hudson is one of 3 true freshman receivers from last year that showed us glimpses of what this group can be, especially in the Alamo Bowl. But for Hudson, he started early with this big catch against Ohio State.
On the move, what a throw and an even better catch. Chris Hudson.
To the right side, they look that way again. Catch made in the slot, and it's a touchdown to Chris Hudson. Down to the 1 yard.
I think a lot of people are thinking Hudson becomes the number 1 receiver, but it's hard to say. I think all these guys can be primary targets for any Power 5 team. Hudson is a bit shorter than Thornton and Franklin, but still has all the qualities of a big-time receiver. Oh, I like this. Chris is lining up down 2 touchdowns to the Utes, and his number has been called. Dude is a true freshman, and he's cool as a cucumber.
He's on the side of Brown. They fake it to him. He stayed in the block. Deep throw and a catch. Chris Hudson with a...
This is exactly what you want to see from a young receiver. And frankly, what the fans wanted to see more of last year. But I digress.
Brown throwing. And it's caught by Hudson for a touchdown.
Dude has an Oregon tattoo on his right arm. What's not to like about that?
4th down for Oregon. Brown wants it all down the sideline. It's there for the touchdown. Chris Hudson with nobody in the zip code.
Okay, this one's going to be an incomplete pass, but check this out. This is a great example of his athleticism.
And did he come back to catch this ball? There's a flag down.
Just outstanding effort and skill, even if it didn't count as a completion. Makes you wonder what we'll see from him this year. Thornton also tallied a couple touchdowns on the year, his first coming early against Stony Brook from Ty Thompson. Here it is again. Both of these touchdowns are in open space, which doesn't really showcase his height advantage. Getting more playing time this year, I know we'll see him use that 6'5" frame to make more grabs.
This is a beautiful ball for Thornton, and he waltzes in for the touchdown.
Like his brothers in the 21 class, Troy Franklin made plays early in the year and then showed out in the second half of the Alamo Bowl.
Brown with pressure on his ankles, he throws down the seam, caught, and a touchdown. It's Troy Franklin, the first touchdown of the true freshman's career.
And check out this catch.
Brown wants more. Franklin over the shoulder. Did he drag the foot? Yes, he did. Nice catch. Wow.
The most senior returning receiver, Isaiah Crocker, didn't have a big year in 21, but could very well take a big step this year, especially when considering that the offense is presumably going to air it out more.
Long throw is caught, tiptoeing on the sidelines is Crocker.
Chase Cota, son of Oregon Hall of Famer Chad Cota, transfers in from UCLA for his senior year. This is a big deal for a couple reasons. First, and obviously, you want to keep the Oregon family going, right? I mean, look at Justin and Patrick, or the Wilcox brothers, Justin and Josh. Not only did they play at Oregon, they're from Oregon. Chase is just another example of that. But also, it's another win for Dan Lanning and his staff. It shows that they get it. To prioritize not only homegrown talent, but family of former Oregon greats adds pride to this program. So good on him for convincing Chase to come back up north to finish out his college career. And thanks, Chase, you no doubt will be welcomed warmly and loudly in Autzen Stadium. Make room. The big fellas are on deck. I'm only going to mention 5 here, but they are most likely the starters. But you have other studs like Dawson Jarmello or Jackson Powers Johnson, who might be moving to the defense. New freshman Dave Iuli, the list goes on. But let's talk about TJ for a second. He was the only offensive player to make the coach's first team all-conference last year, and he was also the lone lineman to start all 14 games. Then you have Stephen Jones, biggest dude on the team, and one of the biggest dudes in college football. The anchor of the O-line, center Alex Forsyth, dealt with some injury last year, as did much of the O-line, and it sounds like he might be down again for this spring, but Lanning says that he should be back up soon. Ryan Walk was an honorable mention to the All-Pac-12 and a fantastic pulling guard. We'll see some of that in a minute. Mali Sala Amovai Laulu, I hope I didn't butcher that, but Sala for short. He declared for the draft, but, you guessed it, Lanning was able to keep him around for another year. And man, are we lucky to have him. If you take anything away from this video, let it be that we are very fortunate to have these 5 returning. These clips show just a little bit of that experience and talent, which is a credit to both Lanning for keeping them around and also Mario for building such a stout line. And to finish with a bang, you know what play this is.
Oh, watch out! C.J. Verdell at midfield. High stepping. Can the Bucks catch him? Verdell still ready. Touchdown, Oregon. 77 yards on 3rd down and 3. The 3rd touchdown of the game for C.J. Verdell. Uh-oh. Bucks have trouble.
I could have run through that hole. I also could probably throw a football over those mountains over there. Alright, Duck fans, I've kept you here long enough. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Again, I didn't cover everyone, but I have to say there is talent across the board right now. Lots of depth, but lots of youth too, which is also exciting. And hey, I'm considering doing a video on the defense, so if you're interested in that, leave me a comment. I'm a big believer in defense wins championships, and there's a lot to be excited about on that side of the ball. Oh, and one final note. Go to the spring game. It's going to be awesome to see this team take shape, especially with all the changeover with the staff. And they just announced guest coaches, Haloti Ngata, Eric Armstead, DeAnthony Thomas, LaMike James. Damn, it's going to be fun. All right, thanks again for watching, and go Ducks.